Can anyone be a shaman? Let's get into it. Hello, beautiful being. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. You're most welcome in this sacred and safe space with me. My name is Maya and I am a shamanic practitioner, and I love to call myself a neo-shaman. I'm really here as a shaman of this new earth, of this evolution of humanity and where humanity is going. So I really take ancient traditions, but also futuristic downloads and channels, and kind of bring it into sacred union to birth it in the here and now. So that's kind of how I describe. I'm a disciple of Earth Mother. I went through shamanic death. I basically sacrificed all aspects of myself for this path. And I live and breathe my work. I live and breathe ceremony, and this is just my life. And I do it because it's just my dharma. It's just what is. I can't describe why or how or what led me here. It's just what is. It's just like breath. It's just like breath. Yeah. So, can anyone be a shaman? And if so, how? Okay. So, let's first discuss what is a shaman? So this is all, of course, in my own truth, based on my own experience, and just what I have sensed and moved through the world. So a shaman is a bridge between the other world and this one, and that bridge and how that person shows up may show up in many different aspects. So the word shaman actually comes from a Portuguese anthropologist who denoted medicine people that seem to be common in tribes around the world. And so shamans actually exist in every tribe, in every indigenous tribe all around the world for thousands of years. And there still exists today. And so, these are just medicine people. And the way that a shaman can show up may be very different depending on the tribe. And a way that the shaman is denoted as a shaman can be very different depending on the traditions and cultures of the tribe. But nonetheless, there always was a shaman, and actually more often female back in the day than male, because the shaman can foresee, can sense, is really the knower of the world around for the tribe. The one who senses the spirit realm, who senses the spirits of the plants and animals and land, the spirits of the cosmos, the spirits of the underearth, can really sense all of that and help the beings in the tribe navigate life through that knowledge that medicine person has. And so also that medicine person may work closely with plants. That's not my particular type of shamanism. There's amazing medicine practitioners who work with plants out in the world, love them. And so like ayahuasca, for example, shamans of ayahuasca work with the spirit of ayahuasca and then serve that spirit in sacred ceremony. So that's like one example. Again, that's not my path, but that is a path of people I have in my life, and very beautiful path to be on. So think about this. If back in the day, all tribes had a designated medicine person or shaman, then think about how today, where there's 8 billion people in the world, think about how many just naturally get born, whether from their ancestral lineage or just because they were chosen by spirit, or it was just their dharma, their mission, their soul. Think about how many of the 8 billion people world, especially so many who live in modern societies and don't live in a tribal way anymore. Think about how many are just naturally walking around. So one can be naturally awakened and attuned and naturally open, let's say. And I would say that I was one of those people that was born naturally, but I still needed a lot of training, and I still do need a lot of training on this shamanic path. But everything in my life has led me up to the here and now. I would say that if you are watching this video, you had a curiosity, listen to that, because maybe that's you in me, right? So I'm here, and you, your higher self, is speaking through me into you to give you a message saying, look in this. Okay, shamanism is something that attracts you. Follow that. Can anyone be a shaman? Sure, I don't think anything is impossible. However, shamanism is a devoted path. What I believe a shaman truly is not only this bridge between the other world and this one, the 3D, but a shaman is a channeler of all things that exist. What the fuck does that mean? A shaman can literally bring the life force of everything into the body and let it flow through and to express that through the body. And as humans, we are channelers of life force. We literally could not be humans and like move around and breathe and like exist without life force, because life force is that force of life. Literally, it's that energy that it personifies life, and it exists in all things. So humans are channelers of life force, and shamans are a type of human that can channel all life force if they really wanted to, and they can express that through. And so they're no longer just themselves. I mean, I for sure have an ego. I'm not like rid of that. Nobody, not even Jesus, was rid of his ego. Like, we all have it if we're a human. But a shaman, when channeling and when facilitating, can let go of that ego to a certain degree to channel whatever life force needs to be channeled as they are creating ceremony and facilitating and gifting their medicine or working one-on-one with a client or whatever it is. They can also do that for the land. I know a shaman who is a tree surgeon, and so he doesn't work with people, but he works with trees, and he channels the tree, and the tree tells him what the tree needs for its health. And so he is a surgeon for trees. It's really cool. Yeah. Oh, my brother out in Scotland, sending you love if you see this video. So I feel that there are different medicine people for different, reasons. So like the example I provided, that there's, a shaman who serves ayahuasca, and then my friend who is a tree shaman surgeon. So medicine people have their own modalities. So my modality is sexuality and shadow work and goddess, rewilding, very earth mother. And that's where I'm at now. That may change a year, 10 years, 20 years from now. I don't know. I'm here for the mystery, and I'm here to channel the mystery. So that's really what a shaman does, is that channeler of the mystery. And they may have their specific modalities and specific ways in which they do that. And so, yeah, if humans are channelers of life force and shamans are channelers of all life force, then of course any human can be a shaman, be a medicine person. However, when a being feels in their deepest truth that they are claiming this ownership, because at the end of the day, it's a fucking identity. It's just a fucking archetype, just like anything else. So there's a little bit of ego there if you say you're a shaman medicine person. Okay, there's ego in that. But with claiming that and choosing to be devoted to that archetype and showing up as the archetype shaman, this requires an insane level of devotion. It's not an easy path, and it requires sacrifice. It requires literally rotting all of that you are into the earth and letting whatever needs the mystery to go through you to go through. It is a deep service to the planet and the people in the outside world, but also in the inside world. So you're also in a deep service of what is in here. It's going so deep within and healing all that, healing collective, working with spirit, and doing all the external stuff too. It's a sacrifice into, and a complete surrender into that devotion. And to following that deepest truth. and to following that pure source inside you. So, yeah. Anyone can be it, because we're all, in my truth, we're all the same. Like, I am you. Sorry, the framing might be different because my phone ran out of storage, and I also don't know what I was talking about before, so I'm just going to continue with the flow. So, yeah, in my truth, I believe that we are all things. And when I went through my shamanic death, I really saw it in such an embodiment level. Like, when I would speak to someone, I just saw myself speaking back to me, and it was extremely trippy. And yeah, this required no medicine or anything. This was just my shamanic death that just did so much more here to the third eye. So if I'm in all things and everybody is in all things, then anybody can be anything, because we're all connected, we're all one. And at the end of the day, shaman is just an archetype. It's just an identity amongst the many other identities on this planet. So yeah, to answer the question of, well, how does one become a shaman? How do I become a shaman? I'm going to give this answer that feels in my deepest truth, and it may piss you off if you're really seeking this path. But the answer is, to become a shaman, you listen to your deepest fucking truth, and you follow that deepest fucking truth in every single fucking moment. And if that leads you to sacrificing yourself and your soul to the earth and to this path and becoming a medicine person and then facilitating others or working with trees or whatever it is, all right, okay, then you become a shaman. If that's your deepest fucking truth leads you to that. I'm not here to say what is and isn't your truth, and I'm not here to say what is and isn't your path and what is and isn't wrong. We get so fucking caught up and also so fucking judgmental over that shit. Like in the spiritual world, like in the spiritual communities, there's a lot of spiritual ego. So here's me judging the spiritual ego in the spiritual community. But yeah, there's a lot of, you can't say you're this, you can't say you're that, and you can't, it's just like, just follow your deepest fucking truth. And that will lead you the way. And if you're meant to call yourself a witch, call yourself a witch. If you're meant to call yourself a seer, call yourself a seer. Whatever it is, just follow what your deepest truth says. Not what your ego says, not what society says, not what the spiritual trend says. Follow this right here. Follow this and align all that shit. And then you will be guided in your beautiful life of magic. And even if you find yourself feeling, I am a shaman, and you take ownership of that, good for you. Take ownership of it. Claim it. But remember, it's just an archetype. It's just an identity. So remember, there are many other identities to explore and have fun with on this planet. And just because you are one doesn't mean you're not the other, because we're all everything anyways, and we're all connected anyways. So might as well feel the joy of life and be many things at once from an embodied space, not a fucking unembodied space. Yeah, I think sometimes we get a little bit too serious about these things. And I do want to share one thing that really came in my truth that you might like. I was feeling into, why do I do this work? As I said earlier, there's no why, I just do, because it's just what it is. It's just my truth. There's not an explanation. But as I'm starting to plan a lot of ceremonies for the next couple months, as I'll be traveling back to Amsterdam, and I'm like, why do I do this? And why do I see clients? And I was like, at the end of the day, it's just because it's fucking fun. Why do I do the self-healing work? Why do I dive deep in my depths and uncover all that's in there? It's just because it's fun. At the end of the day, of course, I also the why of why I'm here in service, or I love the earth, and I'm channeler. I love it. It's just I'm here to serve, but also it's just because it's fun for me to serve. So as you follow your deepest truth, yes, I take people to the underworld and we do really intense shit, and that's fun for me. Like, that's just, it gives me joy to see other people empower themselves. Like, I love it. Not from an ego space, but maybe also from an ego space. I love seeing people free themselves. And I love seeing them come back home to themselves. And I love being part as they come back to the earth. And I love being part of that. I love being in ceremony. It's just, so I'm saying a lot of I. So my ego is very much on board with this path too. But yeah, there maybe is a beautiful emergence, a beautiful sacred union of my ego and my soul, because it found its dharma and its way. And maybe my dharma changes in 2 years. Maybe I like become totally different. Who the fuck knows? I'm always surprised in this life. Like, I'm not here to put any limits to the mystery. I'm not here to control anything with the mystery. But yeah, follow your truth because it's fun. Do the things because it's fun. Like, not fun in the like in the way we think fun is, but like there's a lot of fun that you have when you just follow what you feel is right for you. So yeah, how do you become a shaman? You do that. And if that leads you to the path of devotional service, then that leads you to the path. But you can be in devotional service and not be in the identity of shaman. Like, there are so many different ways, and medicine people can be called so many different modalities. You can be a medicine person by just smiling to people. Smiles are the biggest medicine. You just smile to people outside and you spread kindness. Not people-pleasing kindness, fuck that shit, but just genuine, authentic kindness. That feels pretty fucking shamanic to me. So anyway, yeah, we get so caught up with identities. I have a video about that. Check that out, about how identities can be super limiting. And hopefully the card is here. Sometimes I forget to put them in, so hopefully it's there. But just go to one of my playlists on my YouTube channel. And yeah. Anyways, if you have any questions or anything, just write it below. Let's talk. Like, if you want shamanic tools and practices and you just like love shamanism, like, you can do shamanic practices for self-healing. You don't have to be like fucking shaman identity to do them. Like, shamanism is for everyone. It's for every being to enjoy and love and embrace. So look at those on my channel. If you want one-on-one shamanic coaching where I am your guide as you fucking self-heal yourself and you become empowered in that, and do the deep work because it's fun. Because why not? Like, do the deep work so that our life can be more magical and beautiful. Then yeah, check out my websites. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe. It helps my channel and it helps the mission of Goddess Activation. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. Much love.